Butcher to kick it away. Set to return. This is Jeff Janis. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. For the first time to Lacey. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Second down and 4. To him right up the gut. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
Well, the offense lining up 1st and 10. On first down, Rodgers. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second down now after the pass completion. On second down, here's Rodgers. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now Ryan on 2nd down. Incomplete on the right side. It's Tammy. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there are more people there to get him down.
Defense looking to hold serve one last time here on 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space. And now it's 4th down.
Well, that was pretty nice to watch if you like a defense's perspective, because they understood where the first down line was as much as the offensive guys did. Did not give up any more ground, and when the ball was thrown, reacted really well and swatted it away. One of the advantages of zone defense, you never take your eyes off the quarterback, and when he reacts, you do exactly the same and go get the ball.
Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
Well, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line. Five yards left for the offense. It's second down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Rodgers to throw on second down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 47 yards. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
There are so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day, get the blocker away, and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And defensively, a dime look here. 6 all. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Still third down.
Costly mistake for the offense. They now face 17 yards to go on third down. On third and long, it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, let's see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called, and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Now Ryan down around the goal line. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And they're going to get this one up past the 25. 23 yards on the play.
And Brandon, I think Mohamed Sanu had a nice career while he was in Cincinnati, but he really elevated in 2016 in Atlanta. The most catches for himself in a single season.
59 of them, 4 touchdowns. Really a nice compliment to Julio Jones, and he was a nice compliment in Cincinnati. I don't want to say he's not a number 1 receiver, but he plays that number 2 slot well, doesn't he?
He does, and I think it's because of his versatility. He can play in the slot. He can play out wide. They can use him as a wildcat quarterback. He has thrown passes in the NFL. In fact, going back to his days at Rutgers, I think he threw 18 passes while he was at Rutgers, so you never know what you're going to get when Mohamed Sanu has his hands on the football.
Here's Ryan. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Second and 10. It's Ryan again. Oh, And the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Ryan will throw again. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not at that age. But I remember
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down.
Hey, 50!
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
So 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium here.
You reset. Hey, easy.
Got on third down. Rodgers. He's got his targets come. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a first down. They'll come out in the pistol. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And that's incomplete.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is similar to acting 101 for your offense, because you got to show something different and create extra space for linemen to chase the quarterback in order to create extra room for the receiver to catch the football and maneuver upfield. In this case, they'll give a lot of credit to the defense. They communicated well. You could hear them talking to each other on the field, and they reacted and knocked it away. The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
To throw is Rodgers. Caught by Nelson left side. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
And the 2016 NFL Comeback Player of the Year was Jordy Nelson. He had a fantastic year after the knee injury in 2015. Well over 1,000 yards again. And once again, he was the #1 target for Aaron Rodgers.
NFL high, 14 receiving touchdowns. What dimension does he add that makes them so good on offense?
Dependability. as well as speed. All right, Jordy Nelson's the type of guy who can run any route you want, yet he can also take the top off of a defense, as we like to say, by running past people. It's a heck of a combination to deal with. Plus, Aaron Rodgers knows when he gets in trouble, he just looks for Jordy Nelson, and 9.9 times out of 10, he'll find a way to get open.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. He gets it over the middle of Cobb.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Clinton Dix there for the stop. Freeman again. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. Defense showing blitz. On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team, and it's 4th down.
We've got a really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4. Those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass, a run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. Ryan keeps it on the sneak. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
It's a results-oriented business, and the result here is a 1st down. But my goodness, that has taken a huge chance on 4th down, especially that deep in your own territory. But they've made it pay off.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now they'll throw it with Ryan. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And this is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Jacob Tamme there. And now it's 2nd down. A little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline. It's kind of interesting. LA a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have 2 with the move from San Diego to L.A. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles.
Less culture shock.
Less culture shock. Listen, obviously geography, the whole deal. But it's a transition is not going to be easy. Remember, they're going to go play in a soccer stadium essentially, for at least the first couple of years before they share a stadium with the Rams. So that changes things. Obviously, trying to create an identity began as the Los Angeles Chargers, but only played one season as such.
We'll check in with Larry Ridley for highlights and analysis of our first half of play. Not too many highlights yet, at least in terms of scoring plays, that is.
Yeah, but hang in there. We might get something these last 2 minutes.
And that one incomplete. Had some position, but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Get set to go, and they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, it's time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 to the 24-yard line. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
But for a running back, that kind of encompasses everything right there. Terrific run, but he almost gets into the end zone. Remember, almost. Didn't quite get there. Most running backs I know, they don't want to come out of the game.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Patrick DeMarco taking it in. And the Falcons are in for 6. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it into play before with the smaller guy. Turned to a little more power and scored.
And now it has to warm the hearts of a lot of old-school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And now they're in the hurry-up. And they'll run it here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And they'll go on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Caught by Cobb. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's Jacob Shum now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. On first down, Ryan. Incomplete on the right side. It's Tammy. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. He's got time. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Caught on the right side by Jones. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's third down for this offense. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. No get, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on third and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when you're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
On the keeper, here's Ryan. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
It seems like, and it is a gamble on their side of the field, but they have supreme confidence in picking it up on a quarterback sneak. You can just feel it from this team.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Ryan leads with Freeman on the draw. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
All right, 6 yards here to go for the offense on second down. They come up in an offset eye. Now they'll throw it with Ryan. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Well, that's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. And they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time. But the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and see if they can go ahead and grind their opponents into submission.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And third quarter here, you've got to lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
On second down, Freeman. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. Tackle made there by Nick Perry.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. On 3rd down, Ryan. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
So on 4th down, off goes Matt Ryan, and on is another Matt Bryant. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And this is off the left upright, and it cut. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And Nelson's got it here right side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. So a 3rd and 8. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Being chased out left. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Here's Jacob Shum now as he's on to punt for Green Bay.
Come on, y'all, let's go. Get up. Get up. Get on your feet.
And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Back now at Lambeau. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Ryan turns and gives to DeMarco. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Six yards to go here on 2nd down.
Let's go.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Ryan keeps it on the sneak. It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get him the first.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. And the D looking like they may blitz. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. Give the tackle there to Morgan Burnett.
So many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on 3rd.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. 8 game with a 4.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door doors open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Second down now after the incompletion. Rodgers will try again on second down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. They saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And they will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Ty Montgomery, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. So here we go. The Packers will line up to go for two. Rodgers will throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good.
Do you have one of those charts that tells you to go for two or go for one?
I don't. I know you do, but I don't care what the chart says there. You got to kick it, right?
I agree totally, because somewhere the chart's something's going to pop out of the chart and say, hey, man, just kick the extra point here. You're in good shape. I think they were chasing points there when they didn't need to.
Yeah, try to get a little bit greedy, take the lead in the fourth quarter. Now they still trail by one. Good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying at the ground game.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Well, we stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. Finding Gabriel, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. Now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Red zone opportunity. They'll run here with Freeman. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devon 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
To throw forward is Ryan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he's into the clear. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. He's at the 30. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Well, that was almost a 4-point swing. The interception, if he had returned it all the way, would have been 2 for them, but just a little bit shy.
And when it's a play like that, you're exactly right with the math. But don't you feel like it would have counted for more if they found their way all the way back to the end zone and gotten the 2? That changes the whole momentum, doesn't it?
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard, because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone. And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot. And that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. And quickly, they get to the line.
26. 26.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
26. Under 10. Under 10. 10.
He'll look to throw. Unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
In that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill, trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road.